Matthew 17, verse 24 to 27. Jesus and his disciples are approached by tax collectors who inquire whether Jesus intends to pay the temple tax. The temple tax was a levy required of every Jewish male, designed to support the upkeep of the temple in Jerusalem. Jesus, knowing their thoughts, initiates a conversation with Peter. He asks Peter whether kings collect taxes from their children or others. Peter responds that kings typically collect taxes from others. Divine provision. Jesus demonstrates the principle of divine provision. He shows that God has the ability to provide for our needs in unexpected and miraculous ways. The coin found in the fish's mouth illustrates how God's provision can come from unexpected sources, providing for our needs when we trust in Him. Freedom in Christ. Jesus highlights the freedom that comes from being children of God. As believers, we are no longer bound by the obligations and customs of the world. While we are called to respect earthly authorities and fulfill our responsibilities, we are ultimately accountable to God rather than man. Humility and avoiding offense. Despite their exemption from the tax, Jesus chooses to pay it to avoid offending. This demonstrates humility and a willingness to comply with societal norms for the sake of peace and harmony. Jesus prioritizes relationships and demonstrates the importance of considering the feelings and perceptions of others. Trust in divine provision. In our daily lives, we can apply this lesson by trusting in God's provision. Even when faced with challenging circumstances or seemingly impossible situations, we can have faith that God will provide for our needs in His perfect timing and in ways that may surprise us. Understanding our identity in Christ. As children of God, we are called to live in the freedom and authority that comes from our identity in Christ. We should not allow ourselves to be burdened by unnecessary obligations or societal pressures that contradict our faith. Instead, we should confidently embrace our identity and live by God's truth. Practicing humility and consideration for others. Just as Jesus paid the temple tax to avoid offending, we should strive to live with humility and consideration for others. This may involve sacrificially giving of our time, resources, or rights for the sake of building relationships and promoting peace within our communities.